Surprising news has come from Red Bull Powertrain's headquarters after major developments regarding their 2026 engine were revealed. Red Bull is now going further than ever before by building its own power unit for the new era of Formula One. A bold move that marks the end of its reliance on external manufacturers like Renault or Honda. This decision is not only a technical strategy, but also a major statement. Red Bull wants to be a full-fledged force in terms of car and engine design. The project, initially considered high-risk, has instead shown faster and more solid results than many expected. In recent months, Red Bull's 2026 power unit has undergone crucial phases of dyno testing for initial internal combustion engine, ICE, performance, and hybrid system simulations. What makes this news even more exciting is that the results of these tests are said to have exceeded the technical team's expectations, and even signal that Red Bull may have discovered performance gaps undiscovered by its rivals. It is reported that Max Verstappen, a very vocal and critical figure of technical performance, has been providing input throughout this early stage. Rather than expressing doubt, Verstappen responded positively, stating that the power unit has promising characteristics and enormous potential for further development. This response is an important indicator, as Verstappen is known for not readily offering praise unless he is truly impressed. The 2026 regulations themselves will bring radical changes to Formula One, increasing the proportion of electric power to almost half of total output, adopting environmentally friendly synthetic fuels, and shifting to a much more complex turbo-hybrid format. It is expected that many big-time teams will face a difficult transition, having to balance energy efficiency with performance. However, Red Bull appears to be capitalizing on this transition to transform the competitive landscape. Beyond engine development, Red Bull's construction of a modern R&D facility in Milton Keynes, combined with the aggressive recruitment of key staff at Mercedes' high-performance powertrains, demonstrates ambitions far greater than mere survival. They want to create a new era of dominance, not just as a racing team, but as a full-fledged F1 engine manufacturer. Some analysts are even starting to suggest that this could be Red Bull's biggest move since the V8 era, or even since Mercedes' hybrid dominance began in 2014. With such positive early signs, rivals like Ferrari, Mercedes, Audi, and even Honda, who are back with Aston Martin, are now starting to take a serious look at this development. The question now is no longer whether Red Bull is ready for 2026, but rather, will Red Bull usher in a new era of dominance even before the new regulations are implemented? If these early results truly reflect their development direction, then Formula may first be entering a new chapter where Red Bull is not just the best team in aerodynamics, but a powerhouse across all technical areas. And if rumors of unexpected discoveries regarding energy efficiency and hybrid output are true, then 2026 could be the season where F1 once again sees something previously thought impossible. A major drama has rocked the Formula One world once again after new reports emerged alleging sabotage or technical decisions that intentionally or unintentionally cost Oscar Piastri his job at McLaren. This development comes after Piastri's performance has declined drastically in recent races, raising major questions about what is really going on within a team that appears solid from the outside, but is starting to show internal cracks that are increasingly difficult to conceal. This issue surfaced after a major incident at the Brazilian Grand Prix, when Piastri received a controversial penalty that ruined his race. However, the situation took a 180-degree turn when the FIA reportedly discovered new video footage, revealing that the incident may not have been entirely Piastri's fault. This discovery has led many to question, if the incident wasn't Piastri's fault, why didn't McLaren defend him aggressively? Why did their strategy appear so passive, even seemingly allowing Piastri to suffer the consequences? Questions began to pour in. Observers began to re-examine the sequence of events in recent weeks, realizing that Piastri's performance decline stemmed not from a single factor, but rather from a combination of overlapping technical and strategic irregularities. One of the biggest concerns was Piastri's grip sensitivity, which normally wouldn't be a major issue. However, in recent races, particularly since McLaren's latest aerodynamic update, Piastri's car has actually felt increasingly unstable. Some analysts described his car as too nervous, losing traction too easily, and seemingly out of sync between the front and rear aerodynamics. Surprisingly, several F1 track engineers who monitored telemetry data from outside the grid noted that Piastri's car didn't respond as well as Norris's, even when they used a setup package that was claimed to be identical. This led to wild speculation. Was there a difference in component quality? Was Piastri using a younger engine or parts, or was it actually older? No one was sure, but the data did seem to differ. Furthermore, McLaren's strategy was also starting to be questioned. In recent races, pit stop decisions seemed to favor Norris. At one point, when Piastri requested a small setup change ahead of qualifying, the change wasn't fully implemented. Instead, Norris's car actually underwent the changes he requested. Several analysts and former F1 engineers have called this a form of implicit favoritism, a situation where the team doesn't directly choose a driver, but rather the direction of technical support slowly shifts toward one side. This phenomenon is not new in F1, but when it occurs on an extreme scale, the results can appear to be sabotage. Amidst all the confusion, Oscar Piastri maintained remarkable composure. His refusal to blame anyone further demonstrated his maturity. He focused solely on the data, even when many began to pressure him to speak out more. However, this composure was noticed by many analysts. Some suggested that Piastri may know more than he was letting on. Others suspected that he was holding back because he didn't want to escalate the situation mid-season. Meanwhile, an internal source who wished to remain anonymous stated that some members of the engineering team currently feel divided. Some support Piastri, while others want to retain Norris as their main driver. If
love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy.